Hi guys, it's Indy, and today I'm here to show you another Nancy Drew craft called Shrinky Dinks. Now, there are two reasons why I love this craft. The first reason, that's because it appeals to all of our fans. Whether you're a fan of our original Nancy Drew computer game line, or a fan of our new Nancy Drew Codes and Clues app, this craft is for you. The second reason why I love this craft so much is the end results are limitless. After you're done making the Shrinky Dinks, you can turn them into a necklace like the one that I'm wearing. You can turn them into a zipper pull and use it on your coat or your pencil bag at school. Really, there are just endless possibilities of things that you can do with these Shrinky Dinks. So, let's get started.
When it comes to materials, first you'll need a number 6 plastic container, Sharpies, scissors, any sort of stencils that you want to trace, and then any other materials like yarn or clasps that you can use to make your Shrinky Dinks into other objects. First, you'll take your stencil and tape it onto the number 6 plastic container. Then you'll cut it out. And then from there, you just take your Sharpies and start tracing on the plastic whatever design that you decide that you want to make your Shrinky Dink in. As you can see, I had to use a couple different Sharpies just because of the fine tip versus the thicker Sharpies, and then I used a couple different colors as well. This is a craft that really has endless possibilities, so feel free to experiment with all different types of colors. Other markers that you may find around your house, those will actually rub off or bleed, versus Sharpies, they will stay on forever. I like to go over all my lines with a black Sharpie once I'm done, just to redefine the shape that I created. Then you'll cut out your Shrinky Dink. You can leave plastic around it or you can cut it out completely. And there you go. Today I'm going to be making 2 Shrinky Dinks though, so next I'll show you how I made my Cocoa Kringle Shrinky Dink. I just followed the same steps that I did beforehand with our robot puppy, except this time, since there's letters, it can be a little bit trickier, so the entire craft I had to use a fine tip Sharpie. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually find Cocoa Kringles hidden throughout our new app, Nancy Drew Codes and Clues. How many games do you think Cocoa Kringles have appeared in? Drawing the details of the cow was pretty difficult, but it was a lot of fun to see the end result. Once I have it all traced out, I'll start cutting it out. I like to make my corners rounded though, just because otherwise it can be a little bit sharp. And there are my 2 final Shrinky Dinks before our last step. Now you'll need to take out some tin foil and make a makeshift tray. You don't want to use any of your cooking trays for this next step, just because in case any of the plastic melts on it, you won't be able to use the cooking trays for cooking afterwards. So I made a little disposable tray out of tin foil. Now you'll put your Shrinky Dinks and carry them over to your oven or toaster oven. Set it to bake and set the temperature to about 375 degrees. You'll put your first Shrinky Dink in, and this next step will only last about 30 seconds or so. Put it in and leave it in the oven until it has completely shrinked down and lays flat. It will stop curling eventually and lay completely flat like you see in the picture. And there you have it. My Shrinky Dink shrunk to about 50% of its original size. So I'll put my second one in and repeat the process. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute in the toaster oven. Take it out and be careful because it will be very hot, which is why I had to use an oven mitt. And as you can see, my Cocoa Kringle is completely flat and about half the size. Now there are a few problems that you may run into while making the Shrinky Dinks. One that I came into was even though that I used a brown Sharpie for these, they kind of turned out black. Another problem is I accidentally took this silhouette of Nancy Drew out before it was done on curling, so now my silhouette is always going to be permanently curled and it will never lie flat. Also, be sure to use number 6 plastic. Number 1 and number 4 may look exactly like number 6, but they don't shrink down and they actually turn white. Another thing I want you to be aware of is when cutting it out, I accidentally cut little sections of the little jackalope and the Sunny June alien ship. Now, the little jackalope's antler fused back together in the oven, however, the Sunny June spaceship did not. These are all the different Shrinky Dinks I made for the different people in the office. Can you guess which one is for little jackalope? Send me pictures of all the Shrinky Dinks you guys make, and comment below which ones you're most excited about making.